It's 2001, and over 20 million people every single week are watching professional wrestling. You remember professional wrestling, right? It combines the physical violence of an action movie, the theatre of Cirque du Soleil, and the storytelling of the Greek classics.
What?
This was must-see television. So what happened? How did wrestling go from the pinnacle of counterculture in 2001 to whatever the hell this is? Well, it all comes down to one man. No, not me. That's just my intro. It's not me. It comes down to Vince McMahon.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with.
Son of a bitch!
It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear. And it absolutely will not stop. Ever.
I mean, this guy was a real jerk.
Vince McMahon, the former chairman and CEO of WWE over the past 40 years.
They live this lifestyle.
You did a horrible job. That's the only reason why you were fired.
Shut your mouth and let me answer the question, all right?
He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
Look at this guy. He's like a real-life movie villain. All he needs is a comically over-the-top evil mustache he can twirl. Oh, we got one.
Yes!
Now, you might recognize him as the iconic Mr. McMahon character in WWE television, taking part in iconic moments like his feud with Stone Cold or kissing Rikishi's ass.
Son of a bitch!
He's also the inventor of the billionaire strut. This is how I go grocery shopping. 2 bananas, please.
Tone shift.
Vince McMahon the human? Well, that's another story. There's been continued allegations of groping, abuse, rape, sex trafficking, and a ton of hush money to cover it all up. So, how did such an awful person become so powerful? Well, Vince created his wrestling monopoly by buying his dad's wrestling company and then swallowing up all the old territories, rolling them all into one nationwide promotion called WWF, now WWE. Then in 2001, he bought out their only network TV competition, WCW, and dismantled it. WWE became the only professional wrestling show in town, and they knew it. Vince could do whatever he wanted, and the fans, they had nowhere else to go. They soon changed their presentation from mature to PG.
PG? God, have they no taste?
And WWE became family entertainment. Sorry, but do you think these fans were there to watch family entertainment?
I'm a hardcore porn champ.
I shit my pants.
I have a boner.
I just did your sister!
Triple AIDS!
I hate signs.
Look at those fans. Another cell phone in sight, just living for the moment.
Turd anal.
There was no more blood, no more swearing, no more realism. WWE were intent on their programming becoming a kids' theatre show, with over-the-top cartoon characters reciting bad scripts from bad creative.
How about Diarrhea Dwayne?
It's kind of like watching a pantomime.
He's behind you!
Not that there's anything wrong with that. WWE first became prominent because of their over-the-top cartoon characters in the 80s. But we're not in the 80s anymore. And fans like me left. Look, wrestling should be a variety show. There should be something for everybody. Slapstick comedy, ultra-violent death matches, technical prowess. Not the same dull matches again and again.
In the WWE, the story never finishes.
Going and going and going and going. Nothing outlasts me.
Oh! God damn it.
They even extended their weekly Monday night show to 3 whole hours. You know the film Titanic? Well, watching an episode of a 3-hour Raw feels kind of like dying an incredibly painful death on the Titanic. What's worse, all these changes made WWE more profitable than ever.
Bullshit, you senile old bastard! Bullshit!
And that would be fine if it stops there. A once cool thing that you enjoyed becomes uncool and gets forgotten about, like soap shoes, or Duke Nukem, or the MCU.
All performance issues.
God damn it, man!
But it didn't stop there. They signed a 10-year deal with the lovely folks over in Saudi Arabia for $100 million a year. Look at these women wrestling in their creator wrestler default gear. But Saudi's gonna Saudi. Journalist and Saudi critic Jamal Khashoggi was brutally murdered, ordered by, according to the CIA, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Not that that bothers Vince. WWE went ahead with their 2018 Crown Jewel event there less than a month later.
This could look bad for
WWE.
Scramble the best pin team we have.
Not a great look. NFTs, oh baby, did they do them. I'm sorry, is that John Cena as the Super Mario 3 key art?
He's got a puke!
I was like super proud of this one. Like I love the design.
John, this is god awful. This is really bad. John, this is dog shit.
The logo sucks. The video sucks.
It's one of those instances where I put my heart and soul. I did the design, and I was really close with all the artwork and all the pieces, and I did a lot of market research. I'm like, yes, this seems fair, and I think this will do good, and it sucked.
The only thing worse is the Cuba-inspired Stone Cold NFT. Okay, I drew that one. I made that one up. And in 2020, when the pandemic hit, just 1 month in, it was time for them to get rid of their independent contractors.
You're fired.
Dexter Loomis.
You're fired. You're fired. You are fired.
They'd later announced their biggest profits ever. Wrestling, it wasn't in a good place. Enter Tony Khan. He's the billionaire son of the owner of the Jackson Jaguars and Fulham FC, and also happens to be a wrestling super fan. He had wanted to set up a wrestling company ever since he was a kid. Same here, but my dad doesn't own Fulham. He owns Stoke City, and they're dog shit. But you can't just set up a wrestling company without wrestlers, and he needed a team of wrestling Avengers. Enter Cody Rhodes, ex-WWE superstar that worked his ass off around the world to build a new legacy. Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, a Canadian athlete who became a Japanese icon by having some of the greatest wrestling matches in the history of the sport. The Young Bucks, two Christian Californian brothers who revolutionized indie wrestling with their high-flying acrobatics and business prowess. Chris Jericho, he had the most to lose, an established WWE talent that wanted to change the face of the industry forever. Together in 2019, they created
All Elite Scooby-Doo.
All Elite Wrestling. And they started to do everything us wrestling fans of old love. Long-term storytelling, hardcore matches, blood was back, bra and panties matches. They didn't do bra and panties matches, I added that one. And they actually had characters who felt different from one another. Darby Allin, a jackass-inspired skater boy who takes the most obscene bumps. MJF, a rich asshole jock from upper state New York. Hangman Adam Page, a sad cowboy. Luchasaurus, a guy that thinks he's a dinosaur. Any mix of those characters interacting with each other, it was exciting to watch. Their Wednesday night TV show Dynamite became must-see television. Wrestling was fun again. We got so used to vanilla, and now we were having Neapolitan. Needless to say, fat gluttonous King WWE was not impressed.
Let's be honest, he will buy that pissant company just to fire you again.
And being the little shits that WWE are, they tried to squash Dynamite by broadcasting their developmental show NXT against it at the exact same time. And they told stadiums they wouldn't do business with them if they hosted AEW as a venue. Which all led to unhinged Tony Khan.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
I think there's only room for one Khan in the wrestling business, Nick. And it's me, it's Tony Khan. It's not some con man from Connecticut.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels look to send Tony Khan a message.
Well, I have a message for them. Bald asshole!
AEW Dynamite won the Wednesday Night Wars, beating NXT in the ratings.
Look, first of all, they beat our developmental system. Good for them.
Yeah, whilst you were running it, idiot. And AEW lived happily ever after.
I absolutely love working here, Tony.
Thanks, Punk. We love having you here. You're definitely not a toxic piece of shit.
Okay, there was a bit of a CM Punk issue, but that's for another video. Unfortunately, this story has no fairy tale ending. Vince quietly retired when it was revealed he had used company money to hush allegations of sexual misconduct. But like any disgraced wrestler, he came back for a big shareholder pop and rejoined the board to sell the company, which he did to Endeavor for $9.3 billion. Vince became richer than ever. And with Vince gone, WWE actually became hotter than ever, developing deeper storylines and actually taking some creative risks. Meanwhile, the lawsuit brought by alleged victim Janelle Grant against WWE has all the execs acting like...
What? Nah, I never knew that.
I simply cannot enjoy all wrestling because of it.
I don't even want to get bogged down in the negatives of it. I just want to focus on the positives.
In the words of Christian,
Go fuck yourself.